Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time once again to circle the wagons because the Coon Prairie Ramblers are in the house. We're going to talk about everything there is to talk about. Along to help us talk about them things we're going to talk about, we got the Red Rooster over there. And we got Dangerous Dave.
I can't crow or whistle, but I'm here.
Yeah. Man, oh man. Well, this has been a very eventful week. My buddy, the Red Rooster over there, has spotted
a Florida Panther.
Yeah.
I was coming home last week, and I was headed out on a river street there in Fort Ogden, and right in front of me was a Florida Panther, and he was getting it through the woods. And then
he wasn't hitchhiking?
No, he wasn't hitchhiking. Oh. And then I think it was 2 days after that, my wife's grandmother and aunt were on 769 there on Kings Highway, close to 761, and one crossed right in front of them right there. So there's two Florida Panther sightings.
Maybe it was the same
people
guy.
Go for years and never see one.
Yeah. You know, I was in Sarasota back in the 80s, in the city limits, and I saw a Florida Panther running across 17th Street.
Hmm.
He was going from a neighborhood. He was in a neighborhood. It was I'm trying to think of it. Anyway, it was a fairly new neighborhood, condos and stuff. And he ran across the street over into the woods where they had a bow and arrow club. And this was in the city limits, and it was definitely you can't mistake a Florida Panther with that
right
big old long tail and a big linky body and a great big eyeballs and big toenails, big long teeth. Oh, what big teeth you have, Grandma.
Yeah, a lot of people say there's no such thing as a black panther, but I beg to differ. A lot of people have seen those, I think.
Yeah, I saw two of them about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we had a big job to do, so we were leaving early. It was before daylight. And we come around the curve there in Pine Level. Two of them crossed the road in front of us. I think they were male and female. One of them was much bigger than the other one. And the one that we actually saw do the jump, he was on one side of the ditch, and he jumped across the ditch, across the road, and across the other ditch. So it's probably 40 feet, I guess he did in one leap.
Yeah. Well, down where I live in Fort Ogden, and close to where your people saw those sightings,
right?
We have on several occasions I've seen bobcats, and
now you've got something eating your chickens other, so it could be the Panthers. The one I saw was pretty close to where you live, and
so they were abducted in the grove next to us because they were free ranging. And they ranged too far, I think.
Yes, because now there's none but feathers left.
I found 3 separate piles of feathers, but I didn't see any blood or any meat or anything like that, or wishbones. It was just feathers. So I figured whatever it was big enough to carry them away. Carry 2 of them away.
Yeah, so any of you people that are listening to the show, we got that site on the computer where you can go to and make comments. And if you've seen a Florida Panther, appreciate it if you put something down there. Hey, this is what I saw. And
you mean on the Coon Prairie Rambler page?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and put down the sighting that you saw and maybe how many you've seen in your lifetime. Yeah. I saw another one up here where the old drive-in used to be on 17.
Yeah.
There's a little creek before you get there on the south side of the old drive-in, which is now Cross Creek RV Resort.
You probably thought they were still showing some movies and you wanted to have
Well, I don't know, but he was following that creek down to the river. I could tell that. But the car in front of me, he actually went in front of that car, and his back end slipped down.
Yeah.
And luckily, they slammed on brakes and didn't hit him. He got up, but then he leaped into the bushes. But he was following that creek, headed towards the river. But that was the first one I ever saw. And then I worked at Peace River, Minnesota Water Supply, and I saw one as I was backwashing the filter one night. I saw him walking along the fence line down. So in my lifetime, I've seen 3.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the 2 black ones, and then I've seen the Florida Panthers on a couple of occasions. Now, one time we were in Punta Gorda, and we were building a fence, and it was around a golf course. It was up on a hill, so you were up above the grade probably 40 feet, and then we were putting a fence on top of that. And me and my buddy were working. We were probably 20, 25 feet apart, and a panther walked between us, just nonchalantly, as if to say, fellas, this is my area. Yeah. I'm not afraid of you one bit. Went right on about his business.
And something I found out when I was on the grand jury for 1 year, that panthers, bears, gopher tortoises, alligators, Florida blue, you do not mess with them, because if you mess with those creatures here in Florida, you will get a big fine and jail time. But
well, what about if you just stand afar off and call them names?
Well, you can do that, but if you shoot them with a bow and arrow, a spear, or shoot them with a gun.
That panther over the golf course, somebody must have explained that to him. The reason he had the attitude, like, come on, touch me. I'll sue. I'll sue.
Yeah. So, but if you get caught killing one of those protected animals,
what if you hit a golf ball and a golf ball hits?
Well, that was accident, so that doesn't matter. But anyway, not only that, but also Dave and I was talking before we went on today about black bears too, and sighting those. I've seen 2 of those in the wild, and I saw those in the Ocala National Forest.
The only ones I ever see is on YouTube, in somebody's backyard on YouTube.
Well, we've got them here in DeSoto County, especially in the south part of DeSoto County. But
we're nicer down there.
I think they hang around the river a lot. The bears do, but I know Fort Ogden area, Nocatee area, there's a lot of sightings down there. And
I saw one there by the trestle. I had a little boat when I was in high school. We used to go up and down the river, and I had to use the bathroom. So we pulled over, and I went off in the woods and was doing my business.
Are you the one that burnt the trestle down?
No, That was the trestle was still up at that point. But I felt this hot breath on my backside.
What?
And I turned around, and there was a black bear. And I screamed and ran one way, and he screamed and ran the other way.
It was up on the trestle?
No, it was in the woods by the trestle.
By the trestle.
And
half of the trestle is still there.
Is it?
I just saw it the other day.
Yeah, he hasn't finished the story yet. Now.
Anyways, after I'd run back to the boat, somewhere in the course of running away from this bear, I lost my britches. So I had an old beach blanket or old beach towel, and I had to wrap that around me, go back to the boat ramp. People are like, "Oh man, what happened to you?" I'm like, "Don't even ask. I still got a pair of britches with my wallet in it out there in the woods somewhere."
Anyway.
So somewhere in the Fort Ogden area, to this day, there's a bear running through the woods screaming from what blinded him.
There you go. Probably got a pair of overalls wrapped around his neck.
That's a good story. I like that story.
That's one of those hard to believe stories. Yeah. He was sitting there just breathing down my neck while I was taking a dump.
No, he wasn't breathing down my neck. He was sniffing my backside. I guess I had corn the night before. He was checking out the menu. I don't know.
This ain't being censored, is it?
No.
So anyway, but like in Lee County and in Collier County, they have got a lot of bear. They got bear problem down there. Also around Central Florida. The bear problem. They had open season on them, I guess, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
And so they tried to thin them out because it's just going to be too many. But anyway.
I saw, back to the panther thing, I saw, I see everything I know I get from YouTube. So, anyway, there was this kitty cat walking up the driveway. It was on the house cam, and it watched, the kitty cat's coming up the driveway. And all of a sudden, boom, within a second, a Florida panther pounced on it, grabbed it by the neck, and took off with it. And the cat was going, pss, 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 pss.
Yeah, it's too late for the pss.
Yeah, usually that's the way a coyote will do it. He'll come up and grab a cat or a small dog or something, or chickens. Anything he can grab.
Coyotes, too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we got a lot of coyotes.
Oh, yes. You see a lot of those now. Back when we was growing up in DeSoto County, we didn't see any coyotes. We didn't have any around here.
Hey, do you guys know each other?
No.
Yeah, we're kin.
We're kin. I found out today we're kin.
DeSoto County, you're kin.
Yes. Okay, just in a roundabout way, we're kin.
Yeah. Well, we've done running out of room for this segment. But anyway, you want to come back and talk about Panthers, or we'll pick something else?
Yes, I got some.
All right, we'll see you later.